Hello there, this is Elena Love, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about fats. We hear so much stuff about fats, it's got to be super confusing for most people. I love to geek out on science, and I love to do my research on the internet, and I love to read books. And recently I read a book by Dr. Mercola called Fat for Fuel, and I actually have it on audio, and I've listened to it more than once. I really love what he's sharing in there about fats. And it's really basically, this book is a ketogenic program about how to eat more plants, less animal products, and more fats. And so basically that's the foundation of a ketogenic program, is low carb, moderate protein, and high fat. And it doesn't mean you should sit around just consuming fat all day. And in fact, a mistake a lot of people make on a ketogenic diet is that they start eating tons of bacon and, cooking their food in animal tallow and bacon fat and just anything they can think of that's fat. And what I want to talk to you more about today is what plant-based fats are healthy and how to incorporate them into your diet without getting ill from them. So the things we want to start with is by what to avoid. So we want to avoid any processed vegetable oils. If it says, Wesson oil, if you have any of that in your house, please just do yourself a favor, throw it out. Don't even give it to anybody. Corn oil, safflower, sunflower oil, soy oil, canola oil is a biggie. There's still, I was looking today on the internet, there's still people saying that canola oil is a healthy fat. All you need to do is do some research on the processing of those oils, and you're going to see that there's a chemical process that happens. They use tons of caustic chemicals to get the oils out of these foods. And so you're ingesting that oil every time you consume one of those oils. And that includes when you go to the movie and they've cooked your popcorn in corn oil or whatever they're cooking it in. And so, you don't need to be paranoid, but think about every time you go to a restaurant, what's in your salad dressing, all the different oils you're getting, and really focus on eating more at home, making your own food, and using the healthy oils. What are the healthy oils? Well, the healthy plant-based oils you're going to start with whole food oils, whole food fats, things like coconut fat. And coconut can be found in coconut meat from a young coconut, which you can buy frozen online, coconut butter, which is just a ground dried coconut shreds or coconut chips, coconut oil, which is a saturated fat, which you can use for cooking, and you can also use it for baking things. And you do not need to be afraid of it, even though it's saturated, because it is actually healing for the body. The liver does not need to process coconut oil. It's the only fat that can be used for instant energy because the liver doesn't need to process it. And it's high in lauric acid, which is also what mother's milk is high in. It's super great brain food. In fact, it's so great that they've taken coconut oil and kind of chemically processed it a little bit to create what's called an MCT8 oil, also known as high octane brain oil, which I use a little bit of in my coffee. You don't want to go overboard on that oil. And in fact, it's pretty expensive, so you probably won't, but like a teaspoon or two a day, great in your coffee, or just great to add to a salad dressing as a way to get those brain oils. Now that there's so much focus on Alzheimer's, and in fact, my mother died in 2018 of Alzheimer's, we want to really pay attention to feeding and nourishing our brain. So the fats, the wrong fats, like the ones I just mentioned, can be super degrading for the brain. We want to focus on getting those good fats in. So besides avocado and coconut fat, another healthy fats are nuts and seeds. So you've got your walnuts, you've got your almonds, you've got your macadamia nuts, which are one of my favorites. I don't really think of cashews as a nut. They're more of a legume, and so I don't eat them. In fact, they're pretty highly chemically processed and also full of mycotoxins. So that's another blog that I've done on that, so you can look that up. But other nuts are things like hazelnuts in moderation, and seeds. Flax seeds are high in omega-3s. Chia seeds are high in omega-3s. And in fact, walnuts and macadamias have a good portion of omega-3s, so those are also really great nuts to focus on. And other ways to get your healthy fats, another healthy fat that you want to focus on is olive oil. And in fact, that's my absolute favorite. And I use the whole olives a lot, like I buy the sun-dried olives, but I also really use a lot of olive oil. And in fact, that's my favorite. It's really been the darling of fats for a long time, and it's no different now. In fact, healthy Italians, the Mediterranean diet people that they've been following, they're finding that they're consuming up to 1 liter a week, which is a quart of oil a week, a gallon of oil a month per person. And I know that seems excessive to us Western Americans, So you don't have to eat that much if you don't want to, but just know that healthy, good quality olive oil, you don't want to just buy any random olive oil because those could be using caustic solutions. You want to buy a cold pressed, first pressed. I went online and found a company called Olive Press, and it's in California, and I joined their olive oil club. So I get that oil directly from the company, shipped to me once a month. I get a bottle, and I'm trying out different flavors, a robust flavor, a light flavor, and a medium flavor, just to see what I like. But I'm actually blending that into my coffee these days as well. It's such a healthy fat. So good fats are good for the brain because our brains are made up of 60% fat. Nothing wrong with that. And then, in fact, if you start eating more fats, you're going to crowd out your craving for carbs. And that's the whole point of on a ketogenic diet, is that you want to get rid of the sugar and the carbs and the fruit and start incorporating more healthy fats. And you don't want to just go crazy with oil select. That's why I said eat whole avocado and whole coconut versus trying to get tons from the oil. Use the oils as a backup. Olive oil is one of the exceptions, although you can eat whole olives as well. And then another really healthy fat is any of the seeds, like the especially the omega-3 seeds like flax, chia, and don't use their oils. Just only use those in whole form. You can grind those in a coffee grinder and sprinkle them onto things or put them in your smoothies, or a lot of our ketogenic plant-based recipes include those ground things as thickeners, like in our pizza crusts and in our breads and the things we like to make a lot. You can also put them in soups. The other way to get your omega-3 oils, which is really important, if you're low in omega-3 oils, according to Dr. Mercola, you could experience mental fog, weight gain, allergies, poor quality of sleep, depression, which is pretty interesting considering that our brains are 60% fat. If you're low, maybe you're going to feel depressed. And how amazing would it be to just add a little bit of omega-3 oils in and start feeling happy again. Brittle fingernails, arthritis, memory problems, dry skin, fatigue, lack of concentration, and dry hair. So if you're experiencing any of those things, you might want to look at your omega-3 to 6 ratio. Now, you should try and find a balance of a 1-to-1 ratio of those two. And so what I found is a great way to be able to incorporate that is if you're 100% vegan, you can do the vegan omega-3 oil. This company is called ZenWise, and I really like this brand. It's got DHA and EPA both, which all omega-3s don't have, and that comes from a blue-green algae, and that's what feeds our brain. So we really need the DHA and EPA. And if you want to try an even better quality, if you're not vegan and you do eat fish still, you can try the Critical Omega Norwegian Gold, and this comes from krill. And according to Dr. Mercola in his book Fat for Fuel, he says that the astaxanthin that's in the krill oil is super high, which is an amazing brain food. So again, we're going back to feeding the brain, because in order to function properly, be loving and kind to our family members, to our friends, to our children, and even to animals, and to have compassion, we need to make sure our brain is functioning properly. Other oils that you want to consume are, that's actually really the whole oils, that's it. So you would just really be focusing on nuts and seeds and just finding that balance. What I wanted to say is that you should probably find an app. I personally use the Chronometer app, which is spelled Chronometer, Chronometer. And that you can put what you ate every day into the app, and it tells you your balance of omega-6 and 3s. So if you're low, you could start taking one of these supplements and just track yourself and see if you feel better. And if you're really curious about a lot of these things I'm talking about, all of this is incorporated into our Love Camp. We do a month-long Love Camp every change of season. So spring is coming up, so we're doing April 1st Love Camp, and that's going to be followed by an additional 2 months, where we're working really personally with a smaller group of people. So if you really want to transform your mind, your body, and your spirit, not just what you're eating, but what you're putting into your brain, what you're meditating on, what you're not consuming, like news and negativity, we're going to teach you all of that. We're going to teach you about how to move. We're going to send you daily motivational quotes as well as daily lessons on, I've been today working on a vision board and I'm so excited about it. I'm going to hang it in my bathroom. Things that you want to manifest in your life. How do you get the life that you really want to live? How do you get to live like me and Caitlin and get to work from home and get to travel the world and get to absolutely wake up every day excited to be in the world and have energy to do it? 1 is you change your diet to make sure it's working right. 2 is you start to change your thoughts. 3 is you start to eliminate negative people, negative input, bad news. 4 is you start to put fitness into your life and move every single day. And you create your practices, and we'll help you with all of that. So I hope you click on the button for our next Love Camp and check that out and join us. And you'll get live coaching from me and Caitlin once a week. You'll get everyday coaching with us on our private Facebook group. And we just have so much to offer, and we want to share it with you and with your friends. And if you bring a friend along and you get them to join, then you can be an affiliate and get a discount on your own program. And one more thing to invite you to is our Love Camp live in Mount Shasta coming up in July. We're so excited. We've already got the group half filled, so it is going to fill. It's only February as I'm recording this, so make sure you sign up ASAP, because as soon as that fills, we'll close it, and then we'll create another camp at another time. But we're really excited about this one, and we want you to join us so we can play and get outside and go make crystal wands together and go to crystal shops and climb Mount Shasta and have all these amazing experiences together and get to make ketogenic food. So if you're curious about the ketogenic diet, you can come do an immersion with us. So thanks for being here today, and I will see you on one of our programs.